Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Akim. This is Brother Iran, and today we're going to get into a class concerning understanding coats of skins. So let's jump into it. This is Genesis 2:16. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. So we see here the commandment given by the Lord unto Adam not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This is Genesis 3:17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Now in Genesis 2:17, the Lord commanded Adam not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. But we see here that Adam sinned by transgressing the commandment of the Lord and taking heed to the voice of his wife. This is Genesis 3:21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them. Now the skins that the Lord put upon Adam and Eve is speaking of animal skins, which we'll see in the NLT. This is Genesis 3:21 NLT. And the Lord God made clothing from animal skins for Adam and for his wife. Now, these animal skins did not mean that Adam and Eve were clothless prior to receiving the animal skins, but allegorically represents the covering of the shame of their sin through the blood of animal sacrifice. So what we'll do next is use the book of Ezekiel chapter 16 to get the understanding of this. This is Ezekiel 16:1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations, and say, Thus saith the Lord God unto Jerusalem, Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother an Hittite. And as for thy nativity, in the day thou wast born, thy navel was not cut, neither wast thou washed in water to supple thee. Thou wast not salted at all, nor swaddled at all. None I pitied thee to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion upon thee. But thou wast cast out in the open field, to the loathing of thy person, in the day that thou wast born. So we see here that Ezekiel is commanded to cause Jerusalem to know her abominations. And the main abomination of Jerusalem was that of idolatry, which is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil, according to Wisdom of Solomon 14:27. And we see here, through her abominations, none pitied Jerusalem, nor had compassion upon her. This is Ezekiel 16:6. And when I passed by thee and saw thee polluted in thine own blood, I said unto thee when thou wast in thy blood, live. Yea, I said unto thee when thou wast in thy blood, live. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou hast increased and waxen great, and thou art come to excellent ornaments. Thy breasts are fashioned, and thine hair is grown. Whereas thou wast naked and bare, now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love. And I spread my skirt over thee, and covered thy nakedness. Yea, I swear unto thee, and entered into a covenant with thee, saith the Lord God, and thou becamest mine. Now, we see that the Lord saw Jerusalem polluted in her own blood, meaning she was defiled by her sins. And by her sins, she became naked. Now, with Jerusalem being naked, with none showing her compassion nor pity, as we saw in Ezekiel 16:5, Yahawah showed love unto her by covering her nakedness so that he would not see her sins, and this covering is done by animal sacrifice, which is why they were covered in animal skins. This is Hebrews 10:11 NLT. Under the old covenant, the priest stands and ministers before the altar day after day, offering the same sacrifices again and again, which can never take away sins. So we see that the animal sacrifices could never take away sins. So the only thing the blood of the sacrifice could do was to cover the sin, so that Yahawah would not have to look upon our sin. This is the allegorical meaning of why the coats of skins were placed upon Adam and Eve as a covering, so that Yahawah would not have to look upon their sin, because it grieves Yahawah to behold sin. This is Habakkuk 1:13. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look upon iniquity. So we see that the eyes of Yahawah are too holy to behold sin. Therefore he covered Adam and Eve's sin through animal sacrifice, which is the allegorical meaning of the coats of skins. And with that, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah by Hashem, Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.